depression and mental illness. So
Oh,
obviously a very volatile situation.
let's get it, baby.
They have that
shit.
gun on them. You can see this.
Oh.
Some pretty decent.
Okay, guys, we're here. We're live. I hope you're ready. Not that I'm excited for this.
Probably going to make that assumption that this person is armed and dangerous.
Oh shit! They said mental health, mental illness. 2 for 2, baby. Let's get it, baby.
Up here for you in just a second. But this motorcycle has obviously a really big advantage. They've already been able to squeeze through a pedestrian walkway to get out of a
baby.
and out onto a Wood Lake Boulevard. Coming to a stop now. We'll see what their next move is, Mike.
Yeah, as you talk about, you know, having the ability to get through that gate there. I mean, they also. Oh, now he's at gunpoint. Let's see.
Whoa.
Oh
so
shit!
They
Peeled
out. A
out.
lot of tools in their tool bag here. Spike strips are out of the question. A pit maneuver is not going to happen. You know, Des, this was a. You know, I would call it at least a barricade or almost a barricade when this started over there. And I was just kind of looking back at your video. I mean, did you see SWAT at all out yet? LAPD.
What's up? How you guys doing, man? I miss you.
I did not. I was assuming that this was going to turn into a SWAT situation because
they say he got mental health problems. They say he got depression and something else.
Develop. It's not like, you know, you snap your fingers.
Oh, he's waving his hands in the air. They're trying to dap him.
You know, they may have been in transit to this when this all happened. And so
you don't know how bad I needed this, bro. Oh shit! Oh, back to the barricade, right?
Yeah, back where we were here. Let's see.
Oh shit! What are you doing?
Make any attempt to get but just really crazy, really brazen here. Just scooting right between the police
gangster.
I believe that was their street.
Oh, I hope it doesn't get hurt though. This could be bad. He's going really fast.
And some pretty high speeds as well. We've been seeing this guy blasted through some.
What's up, Chaos? Beach Mel. What's up, EB?
I think that was another cop right through that yellow
Michelle
there as well.
And Banks.
Yeah, you know,
Lutfi.
When it comes to these motorcycles,
Crisscross, I hope you're doing good. Long time, no talk. Hope you're doing it.
If they're really willing to push the limit, and
how come nobody comes to the chases no more? What happened? We used to get a bunch of people. Nobody cares about this shit no more.
He's joining us now here at the anchor desk, Jeff. You know, Desmond and I were just talking about how kind of limited their options are on this, with it being a motorcycle. I mean, Desmond watched as this guy kind of just popped right out of his garage.
Sure as shit.
Even though there was a swarm of police cars around him.
Yeah, you know what's so interesting is over the years we've seen a number of sport bikes and they're able to really be very agile and get away. This guy is obviously a very skilled rider, but this is one of those.
Was it running like a Harley?
Bikes. It's a
biker shit too.
Type of a motorcycle. Looks like a Harley Davidson to me. Those things are obviously very agile as well, but not to the point that a sport bike would be. So I don't know to the extent that this rider would be able to outrun the police. He is obviously very skilled as we're taking a live look here. This continuing coverage of this LAPD pursuit of a rider of a motorcyclist here in Los Angeles. Desmond Shaw is overhead in SkyCal. Des, this guy is actually putting on a display of some good riding skills, I'd say, wouldn't you?
Oh, they're right up on him.
You know, you kind of have to admit it, and it really just seems like this.
Yo, he's chilling too. He's not even looking back. He's not worried. This guy's just chilling.
Able to outrun.
And what? They pull out the guns on him now.
Really just
I ain't got time for this bullshit. Get out of here with that shit.
From what LAPD was telling us, we know that this person definitely in a troubled mental state. Here as we swing the camera back around, this is another issue with motorcycles is that
I'm tripping here. I'm tripping.
Yeah, the camera does not like when the motorcycle goes directly underneath us here, but this person just zipping all over the place here. But either taunting officers or just completely ignoring them. And again, what started all this was reports that this person was, allegedly waving a gun out around on their second floor balcony, which was right next to Chaminade High School. And in fact, that prompted the high school to cancel their baseball game tonight. So they were taking maximum precaution over all this. There was a really big LAPD response. It sounded like they had a line of communication open to this person, like they were trying to get them to put the gun away and at least come out and talk to police. And instead, this has turned
just working on the thumbnail real quick, guys.
Semi-barricade, standoff, whatever you want to call it, into a full-blown.
Hit the like button, please.
Through streets of the West San Fernando Valley.
I would appreciate that.
Live here on KCAL News. I want to bring in from the assignment desk Mike Rogers. So, Mike, do we know of any victims in this situation at this point in time? We know that obviously he's in a troubled mental state. He was waving a gun from a home near Chaminade High School.
Chaminade High School.
Anybody injured at this point?
No, at this point, luckily we don't. There was,
So he's like He's pulling up to the lights, stopping. He's kind of putting on a show, though. And then hauling ass, not worried about the cops, driving right past the cops, cruising.
That's why they suspended that. But, you know, we are hearing now that they've searched the residence and they've not located the weapon. So now they have great concern that he is still armed, that he still has that weapon. So
how you guys doing, man? I hope you guys doing well.
You're considering this person to be armed.
Kind of late night, I guess.
And do we think that that was his home?
Oh, that's true. Yo, that's true. The artwork does look like it's glowing, right? Some sort of like ricochet. You guys, you don't know how much I needed this shit. I don't know if this is going to be good or bad. I should be careful, too, because in case this guy dies, I'm going to clip it later. Like, you see, it can melt. Hoping for death or something. I never hope for death. I hope the guy turns out okay. And they're saying he's mentally unstable and erratic, but I mean, he seems pretty controlled to me. I mean, if that's mentally stable, unstable, he's driving pretty stable.
As it has been before. And to be honest, it doesn't look like he really wants to communicate at this point. I mean, we watched him pull over to the side of the road. There were cops that walked right up to him and had him at gunpoint, and he took off. And it looked like he maybe said a couple of things to them, but he took off. And, you know, I was just playing back Desmond's video. They had, I'm looking in just one shot, 5 patrol cars, you know, blocking his cul-de-sac where he lived. And again, because of the agility of a motorcycle, he was able to go right up on the sidewalk and go right around.
2021.
Really good information from the assignment desk and Mike Rogers. Let's go back up to Desmond Shaw.
Thank you, Britt, for becoming a member.
We understand that this person is in a troubled mental state.
Troubled mental state. Jonesy, thank you so much for the super chat. Says Mel withdrawals is a serious thing. Love you. I love you too. Thank you so much. I know I've been kind of gone. I've been popping in when I can. Dig, what's up? I was about to try to text you, but glad you're here.
You know, LAPD was saying that they believe that this person.
Why am I called a kid Mel?
Depression
Oh
as well.
man,
So
it's a
this is
secret.
obviously, you know, a very volatile mix.
Look at him. Look at him.
You know, there's now you've got, you know, innocent people involved.
Is he taunting people, or it looks like he's kind of throwing up his hands, kind of like doing like this to the side, like come on, bring it on or something.
A very volatile situation, especially.
I mean, he could. I guess. Oh, look, they got the camera out. Is that what they're doing?
A weapon at that residence, and you can see, you know, the storage compartments on the back of this bike. Right now.
Flashing the camera.
Just
Okay.
all really trending badly. We're still kind of in rush hour traffic. I mean, considering it's a
you guys want to hear
Thursday
the?
as well, you know, we're definitely going to have some heightened traffic out here.
I got a bunch of texts. I'm afraid to look at the text.
Valley Circle. So we're
Oh shit!
towards the 101
Bro,
freeway,
what I just saw.
and we'll see what the plan is, if they plan on getting on the freeway or what. But no interest in communication right now. Possibly armed and dangerous, and in a very troubled state. This is a very difficult one for LAPD.
And of course, if they were to continue Valley Circle,
Shawnee
down to
Mac, what's up?
101, that would be the Calabasas area. If he chose to go take a right-hand turn, that would be kind of north and west into Ventura County. Of course, that'd be Calabasas, Agora Hills, CB Valley, Thousand Oaks.
Oh Lord,
If he took a left
I'm all over the place.
on the 101 going south and a little bit east, that'd be into
It's
LA.
not showing the streets.
And we're taking a look. This is Valley Circle and
Thank you, Mo.
Canzonet Street here as we take a live look.
Yeah, for sure. This could have bad. Miss Dog Lover says this could have badly. He doesn't care what happens. Yeah, especially with this motorcycle stuff. I think they said it was like barricaded. I'm gonna try to pull up Twitter in the meantime to get any other information about this situation. But they said he has mental health problems, which I don't know. These days, it's like I guess everybody got mental health. But he said they said depression. Which everybody got depression. And I don't know what else. And then they said supposedly he escaped some sort of barricade, and then he was waving a gun around, allegedly, I think. And I thought they said it was like near a school. So,
kind of keep talking, one of those types of gestures. And, you know, yeah, I mean, like we've talked about, it's a situation where LAPD doesn't have a ton of options here. There's no
cold,
spike
though, no
system that
cold.
they can do. There's, you know, definitely not a pit maneuver that they can do. All they can do
asking.
is
No
hopefully
cold.
maybe at these traffic lights, shout command. Sorry, I'm listening to some radio.
this is very relaxing, Harry.
They're getting into LAS, the sheriff's department.
It's soothing.
Jeff, as
An
you were
escape from my
mentioning,
life.
Getting close to Calabasas. So
When there's
they're
shit
notifying
going
the
on in my
sheriff's
life, I
department,
love
asking
it.
the sheriff's department to stay out of it. They want to keep tactical control of this, and I do hear them coordinating, you know, allowing some additional units to be involved in this pursuit. One, because he's armed, right, which is always a concern, but two, because now we're getting, you know, out of LAPD's jurisdiction, and they want to make sure they have enough units to handle this situation. But, you know, as Desmond gets a nice tight shot there, you can see he is, you know, he's talking.
That motorcycle looked like it has a GPS thing on there. Not a GPS, but like it has like a little LCD screen on there. I guess those the motorcycles now. You got the LCD thing on there. It's kind of comfy.
Obviously, they're not going to be able to do that over the phone, because he's driving this motorcycle. And Des, is that a red light?
I believe that was a red light. Yeah, traffic from Calabasas Road there was trying to go, and then he just went right through it. So now we are on to Mulholland Drive. Valley Circle turns into Mulholland Drive. We're south of the 101 freeway, getting into Calabasas, and this will either turn over into Mulholland Highway or bend over towards Topanga Canyon. So we'll see which direction the suspect decides to go at this point. But just very troubling behavior. We've seen, how these motorcycles sometimes will really, really push it. And when you consider that this person is not in a good frame of mind, it just adds another sense of danger to this whole thing. We've seen some motorcycle pursuits end in the worst possible way, and so that is another concern, especially where someone that just is not, in a good state right now.
So, Des and Jeff, I'm just listening to some radio traffic, and I'm not going to give away tactical information, but there is something they have up their sleeve that they're going to try to do that potentially will at least jolt him into doing, the right thing and pulling over here. They are starting to talk about their options because they too are aware that they can't do a spike strip or pit maneuvers here. So they do have something that they are planning to hopefully bring this to an end.
Looks like he took Old Topanga Canyon Road. This is just over the 101 through Calabasas. Now taking Old Topanga Canyon Road at Rincrest and Bluebird right there as he makes a kind of a wide turn. Part of an LAPD motorcycle pursuit of a suspect. The rider wanted a weapon. Mike, we should also mention that Chaminade High School was nearby this. There was a baseball game at Chaminade that was canceled and postponed because of this, but this all occurred after classes, is that correct?
Yeah. So the start time of this, and let me go back through my notes here and see if we know exactly what time it started. 5 o'clock, yeah. Okay. So school would have been well over by then. So, the student body as a whole was never in danger, but obviously, the kids that were playing baseball, and of course the fans and spectators and all that as well.
Taking a big left-hand turn there, so we take a profile look of this motorcyclist here, wanted by LAPD for waving a gun at a home near Chaminade High School. We're not aware of any victims. No weapon has been seen since police have been in pursuit with him on his motorcycle. We have Desmond Shaw up in SkyCal, of course, as we continue to take this live here on KCAL News. I'm Jeff Vaughn, along with Mike Rogers. As I mentioned, up in SkyCal, it's Desmond Shaw. Let's get the latest from SkyCal. Des, he's now on Mulholland Highway.
That's right, Mulholland Highway here as we make our way towards the east. So this should make it over to Topanga Canyon here shortly.
So they said the call was for, we said call for a man with barricaded situation, has multiple guns. The involvement with the school is not clear to me. This was an hour ago, but likely just this suspect attempting to escape. I'm going to pull up another feed too in case, since this is like skipping all over.
Walking around on their second story with a gun and with some shots being fired. You see a bunch of units that are going through the shot right now. So we'll see what LAPD is thinking. As Mike was saying, there is an idea that they have. They were, I was wondering if they were going to maybe try to coordinate something with sheriff's deputies in the Calabasas area, Lost Hills sheriffs. But now we're back in LA jurisdiction as we are on Topanga Canyon. I believe you're actually, okay, still on Mulholland Drive, but going to be coming up to Topanga here very quickly.
Cap lock, what do you say? I missed your original comment. I can't see.
Us, and then we'll see what the plan is going to be.
Maybe tomorrow Prince Harry and Meghan Markle will say this guy was chasing them too. So I forgot something happened. There was some shit, right? All I saw was like a clip today. What they said, there was chase or something. There was a high-speed chase. They said the paparazzi or something was chasing him, right? And they were like in this high-speed thing. I just heard a small little snippet, but I don't know anything about it. Was it bullshit? What the paparazzi really chasing him like that? Like, where it turned out to be a high-speed chase?
And if they are needed to, they will
Calabasas
help out with this. But it appears at this point in time, just a number of LAPD cruisers in this pursuit.
Right. Yeah, and each department has their own kind of pursuit policies or pursuit guidelines, if you will. Like CHP, it's either all theirs or it's all not theirs. They don't really want to be in a situation where it's a couple of their people and a couple of LAPD's people. The sheriffs, I don't think, play that game quite as strictly. So if LAPD needed their help, certainly I'm sure the sheriff would step in and do that.
Or we should get two screens going on.
LAPD has asked their dispatchers, their Bureau Communication Center, to notify LASD and CHP, but ask them not to get involved. LAPD, the other thing we have to remember about this is LAPD's been out with this guy, for the better part of 2 hours. So
damn, already?
The progress they've made with communicating with
what progress?
They want to be able to retain that progress. A new agency coming in would have to start that process all over. So whatever, dialogue they had with this guy, whatever they know about him already, that's a huge advantage for the LAPD. And it would be almost counterproductive to have another agency have to start that process over again from scratch. But as we get on the freeway,
I believe, because he just got this is going to go right by the Hidden Hills entrance, I think, right.
Hidden Hills.
And heading
Hidden Hills.
Is that right, Des?
Going east, right?
Was that one of Drake's song, Hidden Hills?
Going
south.
east and southbound here. Yeah.
I need to listen to some Drake.
Turned around there. We were on Mulholland Highway.
Not on stream.
Actually headed east, so he came back, doubled back to where they were, and now we are on the eastbound 101. So first time we've been on the freeway at this point. And, just because we're on the freeway doesn't mean that LAPD needs to turn this over immediately to CHP or anything like that, especially after what Mike was just talking about. They're, likely to stick with this. We'll see if CHP has any involvement in this one. But fairly light traffic conditions. This is the time of the day when the 101 starts to kind of clear up a little bit. Might encounter a couple of slow pockets around Tampa, Reseda, the 405. And we'll just see whatever the suspect is thinking. If they have some kind of a getaway plan.
Yeah, kind of like a Fox right now. Oh, there's no audio over there.
The freeway now, so that was not too long on that freeway.
The hell is that?
Now in the Woodland Hills, Canoga Park area.
That's not Stu.
And presumably, Marla, back closer to this guy's house.
Yeah, which is where this all started. So, of course, you made the point, Tim, that they're
not armed with just one gun, but now two. So that's the situation as well. And, LAPD had asked the other agencies to kind of stay away from this. And CHP is advising their units to do just that. So, they're able to call this out as it goes. And CHP is asking their units just stay away from it altogether. We don't want to spook them. We don't want to do anything like that. LAPD wants to handle it. Let LAPD handle it.
That's an obvious danger to the public if you have somebody in this state who has two weapons on them eluding police. Obviously, they want to get this stopped. But this is the reason why we are live here on KCAL News. This is a threat to the public. This is a man that has already fired a gun, waving a gun earlier as well, has been interacting with police in this game of cat and mouse for about 2 hours plus.
Damn.
As we're taking a live look here from SkyCal of this rider on this motorcycle who's in a mental state that's troubled, we believe. That's what officials have told us. Now we're getting word from the assignment desk here, Mike Rogers, that rider has two weapons on him. He hasn't really been aggressive other than just showing aggressive riding skills, if you will. He's gone through a number of stop signs and red lights and been pretty fast, weaving in and out of traffic. But we haven't seen those weapons. Onto the right side is going to be
I think the second screen is a little
going up on
too much right now.
A little aggressive driving.
I'll just keep it in the background for backup.
When he does stop at a stop sign or stoplight, police get up behind him. They come out with their guns drawn, but the rider has interacted through.
I hate when they do that though. Now
you can tell they're kind of talking back and forth. I want to add that Jasmine Veal has joined me now here on the set here on KCAL News.
I hate when they put like the live thing on a small little corner. And they put earlier on the bigger screen. We don't want to, like, that's cool if somebody wants to see the recap, but the live thing needs to be on the main screen. It's so weird. Oh, and so what's going on? Is that dust over there? What's going on in Cali?
Wonder what the suspect was thinking when they got on the freeway, if they had some kind of destination in mind, but they just got right off at Topanga.
What is that shit? Is that how polluted you guys are?
Residential area of Woodland Hills, just to the south
Fuck is that?
of freeway. I do apologize for the shot. We are shooting right into the sunset right now.
Oh,
it's
sunset?
a little bit hazy out, so that is why the shot looks the way it does. Once the suspect gets...
Damn. It looks like that's the pollution and shit.
High speeds.
Going over speed bumps.
Reason to believe that there are 2 weapons. Yeah, over some speed
Oh,
bumps.
yeah,
there.
he's flying all those speed
reason to
bumps.
believe that this person has 2 weapons, possibly in those storage compartments. That's certainly how LAPD is treating this one, and we have not seen them make it sort of real attempt to
dirty.
bring this to any kind of an end. Again, motorcycles, totally different beast as opposed to dealing with a car. Like Mike was saying, we're not going to see spike strips or a pit maneuver, something like that could cause this person to get into a catastrophic crash. That is not on the table. So LAPD really has to take this one pretty gingerly, but they are back there. But this person can just accelerate so quickly. As I widen out a little bit, we'll probably see LAPD's cruiser come into the shot here. But now just kind of circling around this neighborhood as we are on Costanzo and Via Boso Street here, south of the 101 freeway.
Kayla, 5 months.
I was going to say, I mean, Des, you brought up a good point, and we're going to show you some video of him initially leaving his garage there from his West Hills home, where he had been on the balcony waving a gun around, and that's why they had initially said this was a possibly armed suspect. But Des, you brought up a good point. This is a whole different beast with the motorcycle.
Diggs didn't know it's due to fires in Canada. We have air quality advisory. Oh, okay.
Much more difficult in those challenges that come with someone on a bike, on a motorcycle versus in a car, where the places that he can go. So again, you see him on the right. That's video from earlier, driving through the parking lot. Officers had been there already, trying to talk him down.
Yeah, and that brings up that strange dynamic that we're dealing with here. I'd like to bring in Mike Rogers from the assignment desk. This is a situation where you're dealing with a motorcyclist. How do you diffuse the situation? It's not like a car. It doesn't have 4 wheels. You can't use the stop sticks. There's ways that they can do it with a car. You just don't really see it so much with a motorcycle. Of course, they want to make sure everybody's safe, including the rider. So that's kind of a predicament the police are having right now.
Well, it is, and the other thing too is, and I don't ever want to minimize a crime, but this is not just a stolen vehicle, right? If this was a stolen motorcycle, they'd probably just wait it out. Right. They'd probably wait for him to run out of gas, or they'd probably they could go into what they call their tracking mode and get the ground units to back off. But this guy is allegedly armed with 2 different types of weapons or 2 different types of guns. This is not something they want to just let play out. This is something they want to try to get under control. Now, I kind of was mentioning earlier, Jeff, you pointed out that he was pretty much stopping at all the stoplights and obeying traffic laws, and that was giving them the chance to have some communication with him. So, that's obviously an idea that they're trying to do. But now, in the most recent ones, he's not really come to those big intersections where he's stopping at the light. So that line of communication probably isn't there anymore. Now, down the road, if they wanted to take it there, your other options are to bring in armored vehicles. We've seen them do that before. And box them in. But again, because it's a motorcycle, you have to be very precise on, if you're going to do that box-in thing, there's got to be no room for him to wiggle out, right? Which we've already seen him do a couple of times. He, came up to a cul-de-sac and drove on the sidewalk through the dirt path and onto the street behind him. So, it's much harder. It's, a needle, threading a needle to try to get him boxed in there.
And I was thinking.
Well, I was just going to say, and also, there's really not an option for less than lethal at this point because he has a firearm. He has fired that weapon. We understand police say that he has 2 weapons with him. So it's not like they're going to be able to.
Hope you're ready.
I guess they probably could hit him with some less than lethal rounds, but then, you lose control of the motorcycle. The motorcycle goes, you don't know where. That could be a harm to the public. I mean, there's just, as you mentioned, Mike, a real narrow place here for them to use any sort of abatement here, any sort of way to stop this guy.
Yeah, I mean, their options are just really limited, and it's, obviously they don't want to let him keep going. And I think one of the things, and, Des can chime in on this too, I don't know that I've ever seen a barricade suspect be able to successfully evade the barricade situation that they're in. I mean, we were to the point here where we saw a mobile command post from LAPD pull up. I mean, we were well within the initial processes of this, where in theory they would have had a secure enough scene that he wouldn't have been able to get out. But as you see the video on the right side of your screen, that's when he left the garage. And drives right past them. Right, exactly. And again, because of the agility of the motorcycle.
Right.
If they would have known it, they probably would have tried to get him at that point.
Right. I mean, you have 5 cop cars there. There's another 4, I think, right here at this T intersection that he comes to, plus the command post, plus the fire department was there staging as well. So, and that looks like an incident commander. You can see the schematics on the hood there.
I'm not even sure they knew that was the person they had barricaded
well,
inside.
I think Desmond had heard from the helicopter that as soon as he came out of the garage, they're like, all right, he's leaving.
Okay.
It certainly took us by surprise. Again, I don't think I've ever seen a barricade suspect be able to successfully get out of the area that they're, barricaded in.
Let's go back up to SkyCal and Desmond Shaw, Des, as he continues now on Shoup and Miranda.
Yes, so now north of the 101 freeway, they were kind of circling around the same neighborhood a couple of laps there. Now kind of trending back to where this all began. And you can see here, the police get out here with their weapons drawn every time that this person comes to a stop.
He's trolling
them. As soon as the light turns green, they're just going to go again. And indeed, there they go. And I just like to echo that sentiment. I think LAPD was shocked that this person just opened the garage and drove out. You were saying that we've never seen anything. I don't know that LAPD's ever seen it happen either. We were probably, I have to imagine that SWAT had been summoned to the scene for this, and we're probably en route when this all happened. And it was just really, really caught everyone by surprise, least of all us, and least of all LAPD. I mean, I could see a couple of the officers' faces just kind of in shock as this person sped right by them. And then it was like, well, okay, I guess we're in pursuit now, and here we go. And the complicating factor with weapons, most likely, or LAPD has reason to believe in these storage compartments. Now we believe not one but two, as we're on Oxnard Street. And hopefully this guy's just, sometimes we've seen some volatile situations, and then all of a sudden the suspects just need some time, and they pull over and they give it up. The hope is that this guy is just needed to get out, blow off some steam. It's a lovely evening here in the San Fernando Valley, a nice evening for a bike ride, and
amazing.
Maybe they'll come to their senses, but hard to be optimistic that will be how this all comes to an end.
We continue to cover this story here live on KCAL News. We're extended here.
He's pretty controlling the motorcycle pretty well. He's had a couple of close calls. Kind of seems to be trolling the cops. Every time he gets to a red light, he'll stop and the cops get out, and then he speeds off. I don't know. And supposedly they had been chasing him on him for 2 hours before we even got on. I can't stand that they're doing this split view thing. It's annoying as shit. How many times are they going to show the same thing? We've seen this 500 times. It come out of the damn garage.
Drives right by LAPD cruisers. We assume, you see a 4 or 5 there, and then he hits a road here, takes a left-hand turn in front of another number of officers.
And you assume at this point they've gone inside, if they've gotten some sort of warrant to do that, or at least maybe tried to speak to some family members, or we don't know if he was alone at the time, just that he was on his second floor balcony waving the gun around and even causing the Chaminade College prep to cancel their baseball game as a result, because of the concern that this man was doing that, potentially now armed with 2 guns, armed and dangerous, they're saying, since they had searched and realized that he might have those weapons on him at this point.
We should mention this all started around 5 o'clock, long after the school and Chaminade High School was let out of classes for the day. There was a baseball game that was in progress as this happened. Of course, they postponed that.
Let's do this one. I'm a little tired of this bullshit. They keep showing that. I don't know who the hell over there is running that shit.
Have to pull back on the ground. It'll become too dangerous. They'll have to rely on that air unit, and if the air unit loses sight of him, then he has an opportunity to get away. But that doesn't appear to be happening here. He's traveling at a manageable speed for those ground units, and certainly enough helicopters overhead that it appears unlikely that he's going to get away in this situation, which really, as I mentioned, turns this into more of a joyride until that tank is out of gas.
Yeah, that last stop at that stoplight was interesting because it did seem like the LAPD unit that was right behind him was intent on using a less than lethal, and he may even have fired it. I'm just not sure. It did seem like he had some serious intent there, but then the person on the motorcycle then took off too quickly. We'll look at the video in a little while. In the meantime, we got a little bit more information about the first call. It was a man with a gun. It was on the 2300 block of Wyndham Street, and that's when officers arrived to check it out. They saw a man in a residence, and he appeared to be armed, and that's when the man told them to get out. And then I guess they did back down or back out because it was a little bit later on. Yeah, look at see the guy with the less than lethal. He always steps out and he's taking aim, that's for sure. But I guess officers backed off, and then when this person took off from the residence and jumped on his motorcycle, then the chase was on. So initially it was a man with a gun call, but we don't have a whole lot more information than that, which does make this very dangerous and gives us some understanding and why the LAPD is taking this very.
This is a half block from my house. Oh shit. I mean, I don't know, bro. It looks like we're gonna be here for a while, I guess. Unless he's running. How much gas does that thing have? I guess he could probably ride it out for a while. The gas thing could become a problem. I mean, those things could go for a while, though, right? Motorcycles. It depends. But he seems really well in control of that motorcycle. And they're saying he's having like some sort of mental attack, but he seems pretty damn under control for a mental attack or whatever they want to call it.
He appears to be somewhat comfortable in the West Valley here, but he is just making up these turns as he goes along. He is not aiming for any particular destination.
Maybe he has like a minor degree. Maybe there is something. Or maybe he took something. Maybe he's on something too. Maybe he's on some medication. Or but he's can't even see because of the tree. But he seems very relaxed, just cruising. Maybe he took some Xanny. I don't know. Kayla, what's up? The newest mod. Welcome. Oh shit, what's going on? Oh, is he talking to the person? Hold on.
As well, so you can see them every time he stops at these red lights for whatever reason.
Bruh.
You can see them opening their doors, ready to execute that stop, and then as you mentioned, Colleen, it turns into a game of cat and mouse, which we see so often by motorists, not only in cars, but obviously, in this case, a motorcycle as well. Clearly thinking he's got a shot to get away, but I just don't think it's going to work out for him tonight. Certainly you can see him stopping for another red light at the crosswalk there. Some pedestrians crossing the road there, waiting their turn now. He continues to blow through there again on Topanga Canyon Boulevard now.
Yeah, you know, it is, again, there is something reassuring, Chris, you know, many of us have children, and it is something reassuring to see a motorcyclist stop as opposed to a big vehicle plowing through these intersections, because those motorcyclists, they obviously see,
get a drink and relax.
They see more, and they're more sensitive to their also well-being, and you know, they don't want to hit anybody just because it.
Yeah, he's driving better than most people. Most of those people in California.
Packed here. He's driving fairly safely about, you know, a little more than half the time, despite the fact that he is going through some red lights when he sees those flashing lights behind him, or occasionally he'll break some of the rules, but he's not driving exceptionally fast at the speeds that that motorcycle is capable of. He's not driving extremely erratic, except to, at some points, try and navigate and squeeze through some vehicles, only with the purpose of getting away from those officers. But once he finds those openings, he just stops for some of these red lights, stops for some of the red lights, stops for pedestrian traffic, and continues this joyride as he makes it up. But he does not appear to be driving in a way that I'd be overly concerned with him wiping out. He appears to be pretty capable, but certainly it just takes one wrong move and a motorcycle can become a deadly weapon, or it could become a death machine for that motorist.
Okay, so I want to give our audience a little briefing real quickly on what's happening here. We are ending Eyewitness News at 6:30 to 7:30, but we're going to stay on top of this.
What?
We want to thank you for joining us for Eyewitness News at 7 o'clock, but we will continue to watch this suspect on his Harley evade the LAPD. Thanks for joining us.
Continue, okay. Bad boys cruising,
man.
Chris
Christie is still live overhead in Air 7 HD. We've been watching him. Chris, also something of a factor that would play a part is that, you know, sunset is happening right now, and once it does get dark and you see all those the LAPD, so many LAPD cruisers trying to capture the suspect. But I wonder, does that change the way that this is handled, or does it not?
Absolutely. We've got about 20 minutes left. Sunset comes in about 20 minutes and then some remaining daylight after that. So figure about a half hour of daylight before he can more easily blend into the darkness of night, and much easier for him to find hiding spots, in which case he could speed off. In which case he could speed off and evade those officers, or he can, well, in this case.
I mean, I don't know. I guess that's procedure or some shit, but like they know they're being trolled, but why keep doing it? Like, why keep getting out of your vehicle? Like, if it was me, I'd give it like a minute before. I'm just gonna sit here and wait a second. I mean, I guess they gotta attempt every time. I don't know. That kind of sucks, I guess. Damn.
Rather see this get onto the freeway. Now, he was on the 101 for a brief time. That didn't last long. He got off the freeway. I'm not sure if there was traffic in his way or he just didn't feel comfortable. For whatever reason, he's now going northbound towards the 118 freeway, which is coming up in another couple miles. He'll have another opportunity to get onto the freeway and exhaust some more gas. But it is much safer on the freeway than it is on these surface streets. Nonetheless, for the majority of the time, he has indeed been on surface streets, and in some cases even on very narrow residential streets, where you start to get a little bit more nervous, especially when there is. And
you can't. I guess you can't spike strip motorcycles, right? That'd be kind of gangster though. What happens if they did? Like, would it just flip the shit over, or would it keep going, or what would happen? I don't know.
And continuing the pursuit northbound on Canoga Avenue. I would say we should approach the 118 freeway probably in the next couple of minutes if he continues northbound on Canoga.
Taser? Maybe they could tase his ass.
And again, Chris, you can see that that he's also using indicators as well to as he drives. So again, you just said it a moment ago, he doesn't seem like he's driving really recklessly. He's obviously driving quickly, but again, you can see that he knows how to use this motorcycle. These Harley Davidsons, he really did an abrupt stop right there. But those Harley Davidsons, they're so sturdy when to, see these kind of pursuits. You can see it's such a difference than one of those.
I could, even though he's been having really good control, I could see this guy doing some crazy shit though. I don't know. Or all it takes is one little slip up. He's not worried at all. He's really not though. Man. And are they clearing out the roads for him? Because there's no way that traffic's that clear. I guess maybe it is that clear.
Not go to jail, but again, he's on borrowed time and he is aware.
He does not look phased at all. He's even kind of like almost rolling his head on his shoulders and shit. He's just like with his head kind of cocked back. The motorcycle thing that they do, right? The bike shit. He's like just cruising that shit. Like damn.
Maybe armed and dangerous. That is a big deciding factor on how to proceed forward here. And as long as that is the case, they are going to treat him with kid glove care, despite the fact that
shit is pretty big too, right? What's in those side things? Is that like containers and stuff? You could put like stuff inside of there? Is that like a storage thing? Or is that just for style or whatever, an aesthetic? Oh, he's hauling ass now.
Game is keeping up with the motorcycle, trying to maintain a visual, whether it's via the ground units or the air units, and then close in on him once he either gets off the motorcycle or runs out of gas. I mean, those are the two ways that this is going to end. It's one or the other.
Yeah, I don't know if these kind of motorcycles are gas guzzlers. I would think they are. Out of many motorcycles, I would think that these probably go through gas a little bit more
saddlebags
inefficiently as others. But the other thing, when you see pursuits happening, you can always see the driver. Many times they'll get on their phone or they'll be looking for their phone. This person is all eyes, both hands on the wheel. And what I don't know is, obviously I know that if they were the motorcycle police officers, they obviously can talk through their helmets. But I don't know if these types of vehicles, they can play the radio really loudly, because if you drive next to one and they have the radio on, you can really hear it kind of blaring. But I don't know if they can kind of negotiate with law enforcement while they're driving a motorcycle. Do you know?
Those things on the side are called saddlebags, and it's like little trunks on the side, baby trunks.
I know that for a fact, but I don't think that is one of them. Just at least at first glance, Rob, I don't know if you could tell, doesn't look like a high-tech helmet, but he does look a little more agitated now, a little more animated as he jockeys back and forth, you know, trying to maintain control here. And it looks like he is now widen out a little bit. I just want to see, he's continuing down Sherman Way here, picking up a bit of speed. In fact, let's throw up our real-time speed tracker, doing about 30 miles over the speed limit here on Sherman Way. So picking up some speed, a little faster than we've seen earlier on in this pursuit, but once again, ready to make another random turn into a residential neighborhood off of Sherman onto Woodlake Avenue. Again, all of this area is pretty residential here, although Woodlake happens to have a good 4 to 5 lanes to play with here.
And he's putting
looks like he's gesturing towards the right there. Not sure what that's about, but continuing this joyride nonetheless back up north. Very noticeably
towards no hands, Mom.
the area where this pursuit began.
Yeah, he's obviously making some, you just saw him a moment ago put both of his hands in the air to kind of signal something. I don't know what, but, you know, our producer was talking to us, Michelle, and she said, you know, we're talking about certain motorcycles and their gas tanks, but again, I don't know how long
might
these
be a wrap. It's coming to an end. Oh, what they do?
He's right back where this started, guys. This is right back where that barricade situation was taking place, where that man with the gun call, they responded to this area, and now he's right back where this all started. Clearly, he is most familiar with this neighborhood, but not only that, look at this. He's going right through the yellow tape, right through the yellow crime scene tape, where there is still a full contingent of LAPD officers. Now a cul-de-sac into a dead end here, where he has arrived back home, where this all started, apparently. Officers are waiting for him. The joyride is over. He appears to have had his fun for the evening and is now possibly willing to give up here as he gets off of the bike. The fun is over for him. He enjoyed that, guys. This was a game for him from the minute he got on that motorcycle.
No, y'all said mental health. Y'all said mental health. You can't say that shit now.
They are taking him down in the middle of a large crime scene where there are dozens of officers. He drove right into the bee's nest and under the yellow crime scene tape, only to arrive at what appears to be either his home or a residence that he is familiar with. In any event, he brought it right back to where it all started, where they are now taking him into custody. He appears to have given up, but not without a wild joyride through the West San Fernando Valley.
Yeah, Chris, you can see them. They're obviously trying to find his weapon, but it doesn't look like he has a weapon on him right now. And they're trying to take off his helmet. They are treating him with...
because they got to make sure, because they think he might have a gun, right?
I guess so. You know, with the less than forceful touch.
Look, he didn't get his ass blasted when he pulled up on that shit.
But, you know, he's obviously not animated now. You know, sometimes we see people really getting animated, and but it doesn't look like he's talking to them.
No, he's you know, he's basically given up. He's letting them do what they've got to do. They've got to frisk him, make sure there's no threat, no weapons, nothing like that. He may have to be checked out. He tumbled off of that bike, and it looks like they struggled to get that helmet off. But in any event, you could see the number of officers that remained at this location after this pursuit started. After he literally he got through all of these officers to get on that motorcycle and engage in that pursuit, only to end up right back where it appears to have all started, which really proves that this was a game for him. It was a game of cat and mouse, toying with those officers, going on a wild joyride, having his last few moments of freedom, and now appears to be giving up without too much of a fight here.
Yeah, and you're right with that. He sort of definitely controlled the narrative of his pursuit, and he controlled the narrative of him being apprehended, which, you know, at the end of the day, it's good to see it happen like this.
Absolutely. Oh, this could have ended up, you know, much worse. Not only was this a danger to a lot of people on the road, but he could have wiped out, and it could have been very, very ugly. You know, I said he could have dumped the bike or run out of gas, but there was always that third possibility of him wiping out or hurting somebody else. And fortunately, we did not see that happen. There are something dragging there. I'm not sure if they tased him. It looks like they may have actually employed a taser, Colleen.
Because he looks so lethargic while he's walking.
That looks like the cables that were dragging there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they tased him off of that motorcycle. We'll wait for further confirmation, but it does appear that a taser was employed to get him off of that motorcycle.
And you don't see any neighbors out kind of talking to him, or, you know, you would think that a neighbor would be out saying it's okay. You know, you always see your neighbors kind of trying to, like, but it's, yeah, he looks just kind of like dazed, where he wasn't dazed just a moment ago.
Right, when he was on that motorcycle in those closing moments, he was fairly animated and agitated. Now he's just kind of resigned to the fact that, you know, he's going to spend the night at Men's Central Jail. I mean, that's basically, you know, his plans are already made. He just was enjoying the ride, as they say, as he engaged in that pursuit. But it could have ended very ugly. Fortunately, we have a peaceful resolution.
Peaceful protest.
All's well that ends well, as they say. But yeah, big commotion for this neighborhood. I would imagine a lot of these neighbors have already been asked to stay inside again. We believe this was some kind of a barricade situation when that man with a gun call first came through. But as he arrived home, you could see there was a number of
right there.
officers with tactical gear.
Oh, you did say that, Larissa?
Ready and almost waiting for him as he made his way back into this cul-de-sac.
Well, and that's what leads us to believe that he definitely controlled the narrative. Maybe his the person he's accused of having an altercation with even told that to the authorities, saying there's no way he's going to crash his bike, that he's going to come back, and they don't
want to crash that bike.
It is amazing to see that he did surrender peacefully and didn't want to ruin his bike and went right back home. And again, I didn't see them find a weapon, but of course they will certainly have a debrief, and we will certainly get all the actual details tonight for Eyewitness News at 11 o'clock. But again, this pursuit looks like it's been wrapped up. It looks like now law enforcement are sort of discussing the events that took place, and of course they will really have a good debrief though on this one, Chris.
Oh, absolutely. And I think right now the primary goal is to find that weapon, whether it was on him. We weren't able to see clearly when he was first tased off that motorcycle rather, if they were able to retrieve a weapon. But if they weren't, they've got to retrace some of their steps here and figure out where he dumped that gun, if that's indeed what happened here. So they're going to coordinate here. They're going to debrief, as you mentioned, and of course try and find that weapon as they rack up the charges that this person is going to be facing. Not too, well, in the coming days here.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, that wraps up our coverage of this pursuit. We saw it come to a peaceful end. Christy, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Colleen Sullivan. We're going to have the very latest on Eyewitness News at 11 o'clock. Again, thanks for joining us. We will see you back here tomorrow night.
That's good. Nobody did. The guy made it alive. He didn't kill anybody. He didn't crash into anything. Amazing. People keep asking about the next trial. I'm not sure. We're going to be looking. Oh, Monday. I don't know. Monday. I don't know what they're going to do for Koberger. I think it might stream it, but that Koberger trial is not going to happen for, like, who knows, next year or the year after, probably. There is a trial for Marcelo Botello. Oh, somebody actually tagged me on Twitter with something that just started by some. What was it? Shit, I don't remember. Was it a DM? I don't fucking remember. It's a blur now. It's just gone, bro. In the archives. I saw a flash of it somewhere. Somebody tagged me. Damn it. Mentions. Oh, here it is. Nancy. I don't know. Some trial. Let me show you this. Hey, man. You may have seen this trial that started today after listening to the opening statements. Gonna be interesting. Lawyer accused of killing his mother, who was stealing from the firm. Check it out. I enjoy much. I don't know. Oh, true. Silvio texted me. He says, show the Miami girl, man. I wonder if they got a story on that. The guy who robbed, the girl that robbed the guy. This is a day ago.
critical clue after a man was drugged and robbed after a night out.
We're now seeing video of the woman police are looking for. And Local 10 News reporter Rosh Lowe is live with all the expensive jewelry she allegedly got away with. Rosh.
Yeah, be careful.
This case is unique, and let me tell you why in this sense. This woman, say cops, got away with $600,000. That's right, $600,000 worth of Rolexes and jewelry. We've seen these cases before, but cops say they have very clear images of this woman, and they really want to catch her. It's 5:30 a.m. and into the elevator we go. This guy, who's been blurred out, has brought this woman home. Take a look at her. They met at a bar, according to police, named the Dirty Rabbit in Wynwood. And then cops say this woman did him dirty to the tune of $600,000 worth of Rolexes and jewelry.
These are super clear images of her. We know that somebody's going to see her and either know that they were also a victim of her or that they know who she is.
Police say after having one drink with the woman at his apartment, the guy fell asleep. Cops say he wakes up at around noon to quite the surprise. His safe open, jewelry missing, and the female gone.
And she has 2 solo cups in her hand. Now, sometimes she might say, oh, well, she's just leaving with a solo cup. No, she's taking the solo cup that she drank because it has her DNA. She's taking his solo cup because it has not only his DNA, but it also has whatever drug she put in it.
She took off, but her images are there for all to see. Listen to what she took off with, according to police. A Rolex Daytona Rainbow with diamonds, Sky Dweller Rolex, gold chain, Franco gold bracelets, Cartier sunglasses, and a rose gold diamond ring. Quite the haul. A couple of things here. Police telling me the victim, who does not want to be identified, is offering an additional $10,000.
That boy got that money, put 10 stacks in that shit. We did a whole live stream series one time, just men that were targeted by women. I think they were mostly Florida stories. It was really interesting, actually. And a lot of the men, they didn't want to come forward for a multitude of reasons. Some were like in relationships, so they didn't want to get blown up, or some were just embarrassed and didn't want to be put out there. I forgot what the other reasons were.
$1 reward. And here's the message from cops. If you meet somebody out at a bar and you happen to take them home, do not accept a drink from them. If they say they want to pour you a drink, say, you know what? I got the drink myself. Always make sure that the cup that you're pouring the alcohol in is your cup and you see it at all times. We're live in Miami. I'm Rosh Lowe.
That's some Tusk shit. You guys remember we were talking about Tusk the other day? The old guy drugged that guy and then amputated his legs and shit. Gave him some hot tea.
Local 10 News.
Good advice there, Rosh. Thank you.
She's on blast. Did they catch her? I didn't get to watch because I had to get up. They caught her ass? Damn. The Dirty Rabbit Bar. That sounds fun. In the Wynwood. Well, maybe not anymore. The Dirty Rabbit Bar. Let's get dirty. Kind of average looking. Dirty Rabbit Bar. Oh, it's fun. It's too crowded out there. I can't do all that crowded shit. Okay, let's see what else you guys are saying. We could probably. But Mars says better advice: don't take strangers home. Yeah, but sometimes, sometimes it happens. Yo, I thought about that. People mentioning the Adam's apple thing. I actually had thought about that. It crossed my mind, but I wasn't gonna say it. I was not gonna say that shit. Oh yeah. Shaniqua, I actually thought about doing that story. I might do it tomorrow. The one you mentioned, I might cover that tomorrow. Yeah, there's a couple of stories where we can cover. I meant to come on today, but I kind of did the one video and took the day off. I didn't expect that trial hearing was going to take so damn long. How far is a dirty rabbit from you? I think you should do some private investigation. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know how far Miami. Probably 40 minutes or something. Dirty rabbit. Dirty rabbit. $30. Well, right now it's probably later during the day. I mean, yeah, it takes longer probably during the day. Oh. But let me see what else real quick. Let me close all this shit up. Is there anything going on? There's probably like 2 stories that I could cover. Maybe, I don't know. I don't want to commit to anything because you never know what's going to pop up. No, nothing really going on. Okay. No, I've never been there. Dirty rabbit. No. I was actually, before I jumped on, I was just actually chilling in bed, like texting friends, just like relax. I was like feeling super relaxed and chilling. Lori sent me bottle service scam robbery review of the Dirty Rabbit Wynwood. They got sketchy reviews. Ooh, we went on Saturday, August 10th, with 10 people. We started drinks at a bar. We started drinks at bar. I guess at my bar. A gentleman walks up to offer us a VIP table at $275 a bottle. Shit, such a ripoff. We get Macallan 12 and Tito's vodka. They gotta get Gregos. We drank bottles, and at the end of the night, we got a $950 bill. Damn. Back with tattoo. Bill the bar. Back with tattoos and nasty ass STI in the right eye. Oh, he got the thief. I can't even read this shit. Don't go to the bar. It's overrated. You'll regret it. The name says it all. Dirty Rabbit. Stay away, according to this review, before the chatter comes to me. You can't get Java ads. GG, thank you for the super chat. Says I needed a good police chase today. Thanks, Mel. Thanks for reading. You know, thank you. Yeah, I'm kind of like, I've been chilling. I've been off, but I've been kind of here, in and out, slowly getting back into the pace. I actually really want to do I want to go to a day spa. I've never done a day spa before. I was thinking of doing that for my birthday. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it the weekend or Tuesday. Maybe Tuesday. I don't know. I have to look. Try not to get robbed. I think a day spa will be fine. I was just looking at new stuff. I don't really see anything. Let me just get some of the super chats real quick. SW4x4, they have an Opti-Op. It changes the lights to green in a police officer's path. Oh, okay, true. I didn't think about that. Fire and police have them to go faster. Cat C, thank you for the super chat. Gypsy Girl, thank you for the 5-month membership. River P, thank you for the super chat. Toyo Toys. Holly Berry, thank you for the super chat. Lenny Beans, thank you for the membership. Says any new trial coverage coming soon. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. Not sure yet. Not sure. Happy ending. I could say stuff, but Moofies, thank you for the 5-month membership. Kayla, you still watching? Kayla. I haven't watched it yet. Annie said the comment earlier. It came out. Did you see the body cam that just came out of the 19-year-old who killed her baby in the hospital bathroom? No, I clicked it, but I didn't have a chance to watch it. Sam Panther, thank you so much for the membership. Appreciate that. I could tell stories. Nisa Marie, thank you for the super chat. Says, good evening, Mel and chat. Hope you and your family are doing well. Thank you so much. Go find me. Thank you for the membership. Miss Dog Lover, thank you for the membership. Anonymous, thanks for the super chat. 5 days, Mel, until your birthday. You're 38. Damn, you keep it track. May 23rd. Thank you. No, I'm just kidding. I've been pretty public about that. True, Diggs. Yeah. Just for go. Thank you for the super chat. Bud, thanks for the super chat. Says joined Mel late 2021. He then had me at live chase. Thank you. Melissa Hart, thanks for the membership. Says I needed this distraction tonight. Thanks for it. I needed it too, actually. Believe it or not. Watch what? Oh, watch the thing. I can't. I don't want to watch it now on here, but oh, that's true. Yeah, I'm 38. Well, I'm gonna be 38. Yeah, getting old. Life's passing me by. It's over. It's a wrap. Nicole, thank you for the super chat. Almost 1K watching, only 284 likes. Hit the like button. Holly Berry, thank you for the super chat. Alana 120, thank you. I can't even talk. I'm tired. Thank you for the 5-month membership. Says, hey Mel, hey chat. Amazing. It's Erica J. Thank you for the 3-month membership. Says, oh, he's trying to be slick. Holly Berry, thank you for the super chat. Jonesy, Rose with Thorns, thank you so much for the 5-month membership. Says, miss you. Glad you found a chase and are live. Thanks. Lex Lux, 7 months. Amazing. Mel chat. Melmods chat, I love you. Love you too. Brit Bomb, thank you for the 3-month membership. Says just what I needed on my flight to Atlanta. Ooh. ATL. Icky Mel Confessions 101 this Friday live chat. I don't know. You talking about me or you guys? You guys can confess in the chat. I feel like I've said a lot already. I mean, I don't know. I have to be careful. Good night, Sam Panther. Yeah, I guess I want to head out. I don't know what, I really don't, I have no idea what we're going to do. I'm just kind of cruising. I'm thinking we're covering small stories until trial comes. I might listen, maybe if that one that person tagged me in on, maybe we can watch the opening statements one day and see if it's interesting or worth it. What's the guy's name? Georgia versus Richard. Lawyer accused of mom's murder. So, long crime. This guy's name is Richard Merritt. Disgraced lawyer. I like when they say that. Disgraced. That's what they were doing with Alec. Disgraced lawyer. They got to put that in there in the title and shit, in the description. Disgraced. Distasteful. I think those are the only 2 channels streaming that shit. I think. Trial. Let's see. Yeah, I think those are the only 2 places doing it. Trial day 1. Okay. You're sending it? No. Okay. All right. Do it Discord. Okay. Sled. I'm going to read one article. I'm going to attempt to read. I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to get from this. All right, I'm going to read one thing and then I'm going to get out of here, I think. There we go. This is Disgraced Lawyer. Ooh, I just want to watch a video. Can I just watch the video? Let's watch the video. I don't want to read the book. I just want the coloring book.
Well, the long-awaited trial is set to begin for a Georgia attorney accused of beating and stabbing his mother to death.
Wow.
Richard Merritt was facing years in prison for defrauding legal clients and was set to turn himself in when prosecutors say he killed his mother and ran.
Our I-team followed Merritt's fraud case that involves 17 victims. And we're in Nashville when U.S. Marshals captured Richard Merritt. Senior I-team reporter Dale Russell has the latest on this. Dale.
Courtney, this goes back to 2017 when we first investigated more than a dozen clients who told us their settlement checks were stolen by Richard Merritt. And then 2 years later, he was sentenced to prison, and 2 years later, as he's about to turn himself in, he vanishes.
Wow. So Kayla was telling me it's like some Alex Murdaugh 2.0 shit.
His mother found dead. And 8 months after that, the I-team was there in Nashville soon after he was captured.
His picture was put up just because of all the hard work that our task force officers did on this case to find him.
For the U.S. Marshals Service, these are their walls of infamy. Pictures of hundreds and hundreds of murder suspects marshals tracked down while they were fugitives and still on the run, including one well known to Atlantans.
So now Richard Merritt has a spot on the wall.
He's done so much damage, not only financially to all of us.
In 2017, the Fox 5 I-team investigated how more than a dozen victims said well-known Cobb County attorney Richard Merritt stole their settlement checks after handling their personal injury lawsuits.
There's no excuse for my behavior. It never should have happened.
In January of 2019, a Cobb County judge sentenced Merritt to 15 years in prison for stealing more than $454,000 from 17 different clients. But Merritt was given 2 weeks to get his affairs in order.
There was a pot here of homemade spaghetti sauce.
The day he was supposed to turn himself in, his mother cooked him his last family meal. Then, with plates still on the table and pots on the stove, police believe Merritt brutally murdered her and ran. He was on the lam for 8 months. An amazing and one would say ironic break in the case. The Fox 5 I-team was there soon after Merritt was caught by U.S. Marshals in Tennessee in September of 2019. Now Merritt is set to stand trial on charges of murder while serving a 30-year prison sentence for stealing from his clients and violating terms of his probation.
I really think it's time for this to come to an end.
Yeah.
Rob Merritt is the brother of the accused killer.
Attorney's gone bad.
He says it has been 4 years since his mother was brutally beaten with a hand weight. He's ready to learn what happened.
So he beat his mother with a dumbbell.
That disturbing day.
We need to get to the bottom of this story. I mean, we've been waiting to hear the details and what apparently happened, and I'd like to hear it. I'd like to know.
I just thought he looked like a monster.
3 years ago, when Merritt was arrested, his ex-wife Janine Minicozy and her son Jack told us they're ready for the trial to start.
And makes me happier than ever that he's going to be facing what he's done and that he can't run anymore, he can't hide anymore, and it's over.
When we see someone go to trial, it definitely feels good because we know that we made a difference and helped someone out and helped other potential future victims out.
And Merritt's trial was set to begin today, but his lawyer, Daryl Queen, is in another courtroom on another trial. Judge Courtney Johnson.
That's going to be interesting, I guess. Who we're talking about? Let's see.
Breaking news out of Moraine. Right now, there's a large police presence at the D-Max plant. Now, D-Max is a huge manufacturing facility that makes turbo engines for pickup trucks. It sits on Dryden Road just off I-75. News Center 7's Brandon Lewis is on scene. Brandon, I know you've been talking with people. What are they saying about this?
Yeah, we've been here for the past 45 minutes, half hour or so, and I've been speaking to numerous people. I just did an interview with a man who lives in the area, and he was on his way home, and he heard about something potentially happening here inside the facility, and he came back, and he just described this facility as his home. He said he watched this building be built up years ago, and this heavy police presence, we know that something major is happening or happened here this evening, and just to see this, he said it just hits so hard and so close to home for him. Want to give you a live look at what we're seeing right now. So again, a major police presence at this hour. One worker described being inside the building, and she said she was toward the front, and all she remembers is people just running outside the building and to safety. Another worker said she couldn't go inside. She is wanting to start her late night shift. And she wasn't able to go inside the plant. I talked with a woman whose fiance is a worker. He said the workers have had to wait outside for quite some time. In the time that we've been here, we've seen workers just standing around outside in the parking lot areas where they are trying to talk to their loved ones on the phone. There's gates and fences around this property, so we have some people talking to their loved ones through the fence. I also saw a man just crying hysterically. He did not want to really talk to us, as we understand, but he was just crying and pretty emotional here on scene, walking up and down the block. We know that Moraine police are here, the sheriff's office here as well. It looks like the fire department is here, still working to talk with them and confirm kind of what happened here tonight. But this has been going on for quite some time now. And I did just interview a man. Hopefully we can play that sound at some point tonight. But that's all that we know right now, Gabby, as we continue.
There's really not, like, I don't really see anything with this shooting thing, like barely. This one article, the posts online, and thank you University for sending that. The posts online are like an hour old or so. There's really nothing coming out about whatever happened there. Everything's like almost 40 minutes old, an hour old. So I'm not sure what's up with that. Pretty odd. Heels, I hope you're doing well. Thank you for the membership. I really appreciate that. Plus 7 months. Hey Mel. Hey, oh yeah, because you had something happen, right? The glitchers. I don't know. Something happened before. But yeah, I really appreciate that. Thank you. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying blessed. I watch your videos actually in the morning time sometimes, like when I'm getting ready and I'm getting my daughter's like food ready and stuff. While she's sleeping, getting her stuff ready. I usually listen for a bit. See what's the crazy shit going on. But yeah, you guys make sure you check out her channel, good clip channel, because I don't have time to like watch all the long stuff sometimes, even though I'm doing the long stuff. A good person. All right, I'm tired. I think I'm gonna call it. And Diggs, thank you for the super chat. I don't know what happened. Your thing got sucked up into the algorithm, I guess. But she said earlier 38 isn't old. Responding to I guess me when I was joking around about that. But yeah, all right, man. Yeah, I love you guys. Have a good night. Stay tuned. Take care. Peace. Bye. Bloop, bloop. I like that intro song, right? I was actually gonna, well, yeah, I do like the intro song. Tucker Carlson replacement in training. That guy is a legend.